Hello, people. Wonderful to connect with you all for the series by Tao Art Gallery. Regarding the fact that what are the artworks which are on the walls of my studio, my home. I live in a place which is my home, and I also have my studio here. And I must say that the whole home has been converted into a studio. And during this pandemic, of course, each space is my working space. So, like the most of the artworks that are there on my walls are basically from the time when I probably started working like professionally as an artist, or maybe even before. Yes, 1977 works are also there, 76 works are also there. They are works on my paper, on canvases, when I was doing oils, when I was working with photocolors. So all these works are a part of my collection, which are on my walls. And as both my children are artists, my daughter is a photographer, my son is an environmental artist, so their works also I want to put on the walls of my the staircase. The stairway has all these collections, and of course there are works by various artists, my friends, artist friends, and also works which I have collected over years by visiting various museums, various galleries, internationally and also within the country. Whenever I'm traveling, I make it a point to carry my memory of that space as an artwork. So there are masks, there are small sculptures, and from museums there are usually reproductions of muscles. And of course, books are there which I must make sure that I pick up. But out of the collection, which is probably all over my space, these you would find at various areas. So this is, in short, what I collect. And there may be certain collections, like I will just show you a small kali made out of that rice husk and colored with the indigenous natural dyes and natural colors. I think it's so simple, but it looks so lovely. So I think when we carry memories at art pieces and artworks, it has a different meaning, especially for me. The ongoing series of my works is for my forthcoming shows, which I really don't know when will they happen, because as we all know, these really unexpected times that we are in due to this pandemic. I really don't know when that will happen. But I must say that somewhere down the line, all my art can be, under one umbrella, that is Hiranyagarbha, the Golden Womb series. Because for me, Hiranyagarbha is that space which engulfs all existence, non-existence, living and non-living. Everything emerges as revived, renewed and recycled. So there is a constant connection with, I think, all possible things. And I'm not talking about the Golden Womb only as a physical space. I talk about Golden Womb as a psychological, sociological, physiological, and of course a physical space too. And So it somehow connects with whatever work that I am doing. Everything that I have worked somewhere down the line goes down to being a part of the series of Hiranyagarbha. I'm also at this moment during the time of pandemic working with my casters for a 15 feet sculpture which I've never actually that size I've never done earlier for Supreme Court, which is almost ready. It is the largest sculpture that I've done till yet, and only the installation bit is left, and I think we will be doing that in a few days. And there is another installation that I have completed, which is to be installed at a public space in Patna. So that is also about 20 feet high, and I'm really looking forward to installing these works, but because of the pandemic they're all stalled, though the works are complete just now. It has changed, the pandemic has changed the timeline quite a bit, but at the same time it has also given, at least for me, a time to rethink, a time to rediscover and work on on the projects probably which were taking a lot of time. Now I could give a complete, space to those works. So in the past, I've worked in various mediums, and they were not only just paintings, sculptures, installations, and sculptures also in varied mediums again, installations, performances, narrative performances, and also traveling all over to different countries and visiting various universities, connecting with the students and giving lectures. So it has been a very, I must say, a fulfilling journey, and I'm expecting more to happen, and to still venture out more in different medias. I must tell you this regarding my installation painting at T3 in Delhi, which was 10 into 100 feet. I think that was a very challenging painting for me, and it was to be at a public space. So I was very stressed, happy, excited. There was too many emotions at that time, and the large formats have always excited me. I think it's for each and every artist, a large format is something that they crave for. Then there was another painting which I did for Park Hyatt in 2013. It was based on my series In Silence, The Secret Speak. That also was 10 into 30 feet, which is put up in their the lounge area and the reception area, and it is it gives me a great thrill to go and see my works out in public spaces. I think public space is something which sort of brings a lot of a direct connection to the audience, and that's what I as an artist really relish it. Then there was this last year I did this show at Sundar Nursery. Sundar Nursery is a 16th century heritage site which has been now converted into parks, and it has heritage buildings inside it, and it is a public space. All kind of people are coming there, and there I exhibited 80 sculptures, and these sculptures were in stone, wood, bronze, and there were also etchings of my zinc plate etchings were also exhibited. The plates were exhibited. The work was based on Chaucer Yogini, and it was, I think, an experience of its own kind, because to get a direct contact with the audience who were visiting just the park on their daily walks or something, and seeing these sculptures and connecting with them. And then if the artist is around, talking to the artist, it was a very, I must say, a very grounding kind of an experience that I had. And I must say that the narrative performances also that I've had, especially the one at the Royal Opera House, which I had, which was in 2018. It was supported by Tao. I think these kind of ventures, when they're supported by the galleries, there is a very different, because these are not profit making, or they are not something, they are experiential, all these kind of performances. So when you get a support by your gallery, you really there is a certain sense of real bonding with the gallery, I must say. And that I was invited by the Royal Opera House to come and do my narrative, my poetry there, and I collaborated not only with a movement artist, a musician, a vocalist, and also animation. So it became, it started with just a small production, but it just expanded into a very, very large collaboration. The instruments and tools that are mostly that are used by me are, of course, my brushes, my paints, and my rotary pens, which are very, very important. Chalk with which I draw. These are my basic, the normal artistic tools that I use. What else do I use? I also use clay whenever I'm doing maquettes. That's it. Yeah, my rough sketchbooks and my paper and canvas and the usual.
Pour me a dream, pour me a thought, pour me a feeling, pour me 100 emotions, pour me a song, walking, running, jumping, riding, flying. I reach you. You are within